You know why God favors me over some others to deliver this little show? Because I favored Him over and over again, even in the deepest moments of distress and struggle. I had Him in my heart and His word in my mouth, yet I submitted not to the circumstance. I learned from the first hand and from the best, because I want to be the best, while some people and certain groups across the whole cultural spectrum just repeating and perpetuating the same old story like a parrots, to and through each other for milenias. You became stagnant and stubborn in your own skin, protecting only your own interest, while looking up on the sculptures you raised for yourself in your own image. Sculpts which represents the old image, and which are from a stone, and a stone cannot change, and I am ready to turn them into ash, and blow the ash to all sides of the earth, so after not even that remains, with God or without, because it's the right and just thing to do. I am willing to take up the cross, and that which comes with it, and willing to listen to the song of the birds, and my Father's word, to understand it, and to add to it my portion, that portion which is from me, and which makes the works finished, and the art complete, accords which brings the symphony to life. God knows my stance better than you or even I, and He knows one thing which made everyone truly trustworthy in His eyes, and why He allowed me to sit so close to His wine-filled cup and tea Him in a person, eye to an eye. It's not my devotion to the truth, but the actions I am willing to take for the truth, and thus opposing even Him, God Himself, if I am deemed righteous. Not in the way as Satan opposed God with the tip of his sword pointed towards Him, but in the way as God desires, as He desires it in the way He teaches how to bear arms to those close to Him with the sword always at ready. Satan opposed God in a way exalting himself through selfishness, and therefore lost his portion in heaven. So God created lesser dominion to accommodate His angels, which separated and moved to His left and below Him. Not that God would need an opposition, but it's a self-reflecting and self-collecting process, crucial part of any democracy in which God is the representation of true democracy. It's a kind of a backstop, a handbrake, which was designed never to be used, but to exist as a visible principle, a codex of functioning of higher hierarchy. And once you understand it, you can pull up on that handbrake with all your force you can collect, just for you to see that instead of a full stop, it brings the whole apparatus to the full ignition. God never wanted to create a sheep. God wanted to create a shepherds, as He knew through His omniscience that some people choose to become sheep because it's easier path for them. For you to know how to jump through the ridge of the thorn bushes and leave the flock, even if you the one who jump first, in order to meet the shepherd which takes off your wool and invites you to the table beside God. Before you seated, you needed to know the shape of the table. It's not rectangular in shape, on which far end the king is seated, and closest to him his loyals. No. The shape of the Lord's table behind everyone is seated is round, and everyone is equal behind it. Now I tell you these things, so you can jump over the ridge, take off your sheep's clothing, and wine with the God and gods. All these things are metaphors and parables for us to make sense out of all of these things, hard to explain through our snipped tongues. Our reality, which is so limited, compared that to the presence of God. Understand now that all these things are happening within your temple, inside your soul. God is letting you take steps closer when He sees you wanting it. He let you come and touch His robe, and He rewards you for it. With power to rule over yourself in your soul, He revealed the answers you seek deeply, so that you can become the shepherd out of the sheep. But first, you need to learn to challenge yourself, so you can challenge even God. And that is your resurrection.